Hello everybody! Today I want to go over the new mob spawning update in 1.18 and 1.18.1 because there's a big change going on with the new caves. So with the new update, since caves go from basically negative 64 up to however high a mountain is, there's a lot more area for mobs to spawn. So on the surface, you will most likely see less mobs just in general. Like there's only a handful of mobs and I have hitboxes turned on to easily spot them. But in 1.17 or earlier versions, you would see mobs everywhere, and I'm not seeing mobs everywhere. It's mainly just a lot of passive mobs and occasionally some hostile mobs. But if we go underground, we will see a lot more mobs. But even then, because there's a much larger area for mobs to spawn in, going caving is not nearly as dangerous as before. Because even here, where I have loaded, there are just not as many mobs spawning in a concentrated area. Heading over to a super flat creative world, we can visually see where mobs would actually spawn, or a single player world. So basically, mobs can spawn anywhere in a 128 block radius from the player. And the mob cap still for 118 from 117 is 70 hostile mobs in this area, and that increases as you're on a multiplayer server. And there's some equation that shows what that is, and it's not really a big deal for most people because most people on servers are spread out in a large area. But as we can see, there are absolutely no mobs outside of this sphere. And if we change the time to night, say midnight, we can see even with hostile mobs, we can only see them up to the very edge. If we were to count all of these mobs, there would only be a max of 70 hostile mobs, that is. But one of the biggest things that is changing is how mobs are spawning when it's dark somewhere, either in a cave or in your house or whatever, base, whatever. Whatever the case is, how they spawn in different light levels. So in past updates or versions, they spawned at light level 7 or below, which made it a little difficult to actually spawn proof like buildings and stuff. But now mobs spawn when there is a light level of 0 pretty much. So as you can see, the mobs will spawn in this radius here, but they will not spawn anywhere where it is yellow, because that is a single torch where I have outlined where the light level is 1 or greater by the yellow wool. And as you can tell, absolutely no mobs have spawned anywhere in here. They seem to like this side a lot though, but that's okay. And this has pretty big implications for caving or even just building buildings, because you can have fewer torches or light sources everywhere, and you can actually, for say Halloween themed buildings, you can actually have the ambiance of it being dark without needing to do hidden light sources or carpets or slabs as your spawn proofing. You can just make torches that cover a larger area. And one of the devs who basically built this light level said that he wants to, quote, 1 torch to fill an entire house. or to spawn-proof an entire house. Rather than in old versions where you put a torch on a house and then you have a creeper party where, you know, there's 2 creepers in your house and they just all explode and kill you and blow your whole house up and destroy items and stuff, which is the worst ever thing to happen. And there are some other mob changes as well, where axolotls now only spawn in water that is in a lush cave and is above clay. So an axolotl could spawn here, but only inside of a lush cave and nowhere above water to, you know, randomly find one in the ocean. Yep, here's one. So this one spawned in here, but you will never find axolotls in oceans anymore. So they become significantly rarer in 118. Another mob spawning change to other aquatic animals are cod, dolphins, pufferfish, salmon, squid, and tropical fish only spawn between Y levels of 50 and 64. So pretty much just oceans, not in, you know, caves and stuff. But they can actually spawn in lush cave biomes at any height level. So you could technically, I guess, get a dolphin in here because this is lush cave. There it is. Biome Minecraft lush cave. Yeah, they can spawn all those ones: cods, dolphins, pufferfish, salmon, squid, and tropical fish can spawn in lush caves at any height. Drowned spawn, or drowned can also spawn in, what is this? A dripstone cave biome, warm oceans, and oh, they can now spawn in those areas as well. So before, I mean, this didn't exist in 117, but they can spawn in here, and now they can also spawn in warm ocean biomes. And the one mob that is a little interesting is actually glow squid, because glow squid now only spawn in water blocks under the Y level of 30. So basically all of the new terrain, but nothing above. So you won't find them in oceans, most likely at least. There could be Y level 30 oceans, but you'll most likely not find them in ocean, and you'll have to go underground to get glow ink sacs, or even to make a glow ink sac farm. Another interesting one is goats. Actually, there's a goat right there. So goats now spawn still in mountains like in 117, but they can also spawn in snowy slopes, jagged peaks, and snowy peak mountain biomes. So as this is a frozen peak, so goats can spawn. And pillagers can now spawn on snow blocks, as is a very apparent here. This is actually a great example. These pillagers spawned on these snow blocks. So I assume, well, it's snow, but there are snow blocks here. So that's a good example of a pillager outpost being in a snowy or a frozen peak, sorry, and them spawning on snow blocks. So those are the main spawning updates, and the really big one is actually the light level change, or hostile mobs, because that increases the depth that players are able to make using light for once in Minecraft. Not needing, ooh, a jumping goat. Way in the back there. Ooh, a baby goat too. They can now add ambiance to their builds without needing hidden light sources, carpet, slabs, or other forms of spawn proofing to keep creepers out of their builds. There's more opportunity for different types of things you can do with the new light levels. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I shall catch you all next time. Goodbye.